Judges 16. Samson's shadow, foreshadowing Christ's cosmic triumph. In the dramatic narrative of Judges 16, Samson emerges as a flawed yet divinely empowered deliverer, whose exploits vividly foreshadow the ultimate victory of Jesus Christ over sin, death, and cosmic powers. This chapter, rich in symbolism, draws striking parallels to New Testament truths, from the gates of Hades in Matthew 16:18 to the shaking of creation in Hebrews 12:26 and the terror of kings in Revelation 6. Through Samson's life and death, we glimpse the greater redemptive work of Christ, who fulfills what Samson only partially achieves. The story begins with Samson's supernatural strength on display in Judges 16:3, where he uproots the massive gates of Gaza and carries them to a hill near Hebron. This act humiliates the Philistines, stripping their city of its defenses and symbolizing dominion over enemy strongholds. Typologically, it points to Jesus, who bears the cross uphill to Golgotha, enduring the weight of humanity's sin. Isaiah 53:4-6. Just as Samson dismantles the gate, a barrier of oppression, Jesus declares in Matthew 16:18 that the gates of Hades will not prevail against his church. The gates of Hades represent the power of death and Satan, which Christ shatters through his resurrection, rendering them powerless. Samson's feat is a shadow of this eternal breakthrough, where Jesus opens the way to salvation, breaking every spiritual barrier, John 10:9. As the chapter unfolds, betrayal and feudal bindings intensify the drama. In Judges 16:5, the Philistine lords bribe Delilah with 100 pieces of silver each to uncover Samson's secret, echoing Judas's betrayal of Jesus for 30 pieces of silver, Matthew 26:15. Samson's deceptions follow. In verse 7, he claims fresh animal tendons would weaken him. In verse 11, new ropes. Both attempts fail as Samson snaps them effortlessly, illustrating that no human scheme can restrain God's power. These bindings prefigure Jesus' arrest and binding, John 18:12. Yet like Samson, he overcomes them through divine authority. In verse 14, Delilah weaves Samson's 7 locks into a loom and secures them with a pin, bringing her manipulation perilously close to his Nazirite vow. Samson's breaking free here underscores the vanity of earthly restraints, pointing to Christ's triumph over death's bonds. The climax arrives in Judges 16:30-31, where blinded and imprisoned, Samson prays for one final surge of strength. Grasping the temple's central pillars, he collapses the structure, killing more Philistines, including their lords, than in his lifetime, perishing with them. This sacrificial act delivers Israel a massive blow, symbolizing judgment on God's enemies. It parallels Hebrews 12:26, where God promises to shake not only the earth but also the heavens, quoting Haggai 2:6, removing temporary powers to establish an unshakable kingdom, Hebrews 12:27-28. Samson's temple-shaking destruction foreshadows Christ's cosmic shaking, dismantling sin's strongholds and pagan idols through his cross and resurrection. Furthermore, the Philistine lord's demise mirrors Revelation 6:5-17, where kings and mighty ones cry out from mountains to hide them from the Lamb's wrath amid cosmic upheaval. Just as the lords perish under the rubble, Revelation depicts earthly powers terrified and powerless before God's judgment. Samson, though imperfect, serves as a type of Christ, the sinless deliverer who sacrifices himself to crush evil eternally. Where Samson's victories are temporal and personal, Jesus are universal and redemptive, ensuring that no gate, shaking, or cry of kings can withstand his reign. In Judges 16, we see the Old Testament's echoes of the New, a hero's strength pointing to the Savior's supremacy.